Girls, I want to thank you for coming today to our last session, our last counseling session. And I thought we'd start with an icebreaker and talk about our week. And so, remember last time we did the high and the low? What was the high for your week and what was the low for your week? You want to share a high for this week and a low for this week? Jillian?
Well, my low is that I had SBAC and it was stressing out. Mm-hmm. And my high is that I had a math test, but it wasn't this hard than I thought.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't as hard as you thought. It was easier.
Because I forgot to study last night.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And your SBAC, when it was, you had some test anxiety about it?
Yeah.
Did you use any of the skills we talked about last week with the positive self-talk? Did you use any of those? Remember we talked about, oh, I've done this before, I can do this again, or we said, I can get through this. This won't last forever. Those skills we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Did you try those?
Earlier this week, well, on Wednesday, my friend told me that there were people like boys bothering her in the bus, and I told her if somebody's bothering her, she tells me, and I told her that I'll talk to them.
Mm-hmm. But did you use the positive self-talk when you went through your test anxiety for testing? Did you use your positive self-talk? Or did you forget?
I forgot.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Any other highs or lows? Thanks for sharing, Jillian.
Kendra's ready.
Kendra is ready. Yes.
Okay, so the high or the low is, well, it's kind of combined. So it's a high, we're reading Romeo and Juliet,
Mm-hmm.
but the low about it is it's kind of confusing
Mm-hmm.
because the way it's written. But then another high is we're watching the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio.
And you like that? You're enjoying that? Good. Do you want to share?
Okay, my high is that I have like a friend in PE I could hang out with now.
Mm-hmm.
And my low is that next week we're gonna start dissecting frogs.
Oh,
That's fun.
that sounds interesting. They're going to start dissecting frogs.
I never dissected frogs.
I haven't either. So that's a low. Does that make you nervous, or how do you feel about that?
I've heard we saw a video on it today, and my mom said they smell bad because they add all that stuff to make them last, so they won't rot or anything.
Right.
So, yeah.
Good. Let's see. My high for the week. Well, it's Friday. That always makes me very happy when it's Friday. Yay. And let's see. A low for the week. I really don't think that I've had one. A little bit stressful at work, but really I've had a great week. So not really many lows. Yeah. I thought we should review our norms that we made. We talked about cleaning up after ourselves. No horseplay. No acting crazy. Don't talk when others are talking, no gossiping, laughing at others, or bullying. Treat others the way you want to be treated, and what is said in group stays in group. Yes, ma'am.
About don't talk when others are talking. Well, my friend I was just talking about at the beginning of the year, and then when she started coming to our youth group, but she doesn't come unless it's okay with her mom. But it was always hard for us and not to mess around. Then listening.
Okay. But do you have any comments about this right here, Jillian? About our group rules today? You still go with our group rules?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So does anyone remember when we talked about the first two sessions? What did we talk about the first 2 sessions?
Self-esteem.
Self-esteem.
See that.
Yeah, and
And
self-esteem.
positive self-talk.
And positive self-talk.
I was gonna
Lana.
say that.
Self-esteem and positive self.
self-esteem.
Well, good. You know what we can do when we have similar ideas? Me to you. Me to you. I had the same idea. I had the same idea. So
Both of ours was similar to Lana's.
our goal for today is that we're going to recall our prior knowledge of self-esteem and positive self-talk, and then we're going to use those skills in a role play activity.
Oh,
Okay?
lovely.
So yeah, we're going to do a little role play activity. So,
It is when we act out.
well, we will find out. So let's talk about self-esteem. Who wants to describe what they remember about self-esteem? Remember about self-esteem. Yes, ma'am.
Confidence level.
Having confidence. Okay. You want to elaborate a little bit more? No. Okay. How do you get higher self-esteem or higher confidence?
Well, one, if somebody compliments you.
Somebody compliments
you.
you.
Self-esteem when you're good at something.
And when you're good at something, good. Do you girls have anything to add to that? Anything to add to that? Kendra says that when you're good at something, it makes you feel good, raises your confidence. Or when someone gives you a compliment, that also makes you feel good.
Or what makes other people feel good, oh, congratulations, you got an A+ on your big test.
Yes, and that makes us feel good when they compliment us. Good, good. And the other thing that that Alana says was positive self-talk. So you girls want to describe what positive self-talk is? Who wants to describe what positive self-talk is? Alana?
Like talking to yourself in a positive way, like kind of like what you said, like I've done it, I've went through it before, I can do it again, and keep calm, carry on, and stuff like that.
Keep calm and carry on. That's a really good example of positive self-talk. That's a, yes. Keep calm and carry on. Where did you get keep swimming from? Finding Nemo. Oh, good. Very good. Good, good, good. So our goals is that for today is that we are going to use those in a role play activity. But first, I want to talk about why is this so important? Do you think? And we really just touched on this earlier. We didn't really go in depth. But why do you think it's important to have good self-esteem or to have high self-esteem? Why would that be important? Alana, what do you think?
So you're not like stressed out all the time?
So you're not stressed out all the time?
It helps you feel better.
It helps us feel better? Yeah. Ideas?
Ideas about what?
Why do you think it's important to have good self-esteem or high self-esteem or good confidence? Why would that be important? Remember, you can pass if you want to. It's okay.
I think it would be important because it's good to talk about your feelings.
Okay, good to talk about your feelings. What about if there's a time, and maybe you girls have experiences, where there's something you want to do, but you're nervous? And maybe it's a test. Maybe it's trying out for a team. Maybe it is getting up on stage at your youth group and participating in an activity.
And it's so embarrassing.
And you're worried about being embarrassed and you're nervous.
Wow.
Has it ever happened to you? Has it ever happened to you? Yeah. When you have a higher confidence level, does that help you get out of your seat and go up on stage? Help you get up and try out for your cheer team? Does that kind of help?
Yeah.
Yeah, so having a higher confidence level or higher self-esteem kind of helps us to take risks in life. Otherwise, we just kind of stay in the same place and not really move forward or keep swimming. Keep swimming. Yeah. How can having a low self-esteem or not feeling good about ourselves, how can that be hurtful? What do you think? How can that hurt us? Go on.
You could like, if you're like sad or not feeling right, you could take it out on someone else, and then they could feel bad about them.
Have you seen that happen before, where someone else doesn't feel good about themselves and they take it out on someone else? Yeah, I've seen that before too. Have you girls seen that?
What do you mean take it out on someone else?
Maybe yell at someone. You know, like maybe I don't feel good about myself, so I start yelling at you for no reason. Have you ever seen someone do that?
Well, no,
Good.
but one time, I said mom in a rude way for no reason.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you haven't seen someone who doesn't feel good about themselves not yell at someone else, though. So we talked about how we can improve our self-esteem. We talked about why it's important to have good self-esteem and how it can be helpful or even harmful to us. So I have our role play questions, or scenarios, really, and they each have a situation, and they have a little question at the end. And I want you to just I'll give you a minute after you pull it. And if you don't like the one you get, you can trade it, okay? And then just I'll give you a few moments to think about what you might, how you might answer it. Does anyone need help reading yours?
No.
Did I write it on?
Can I pick something else?
You may pick something else, ma'am.
Is it confusing?
Well, it's kind of hard to act out, I guess.
Okay.
Well, you don't have to act it out. You just have to answer it.
Aww.
We won't be pantomiming or anything today.
Okay.
But maybe
Shall
next
we
time.
first?
Maybe next time we can do that. Okay. But let's give the girls a chance to read theirs first. For just a
Okay.
second. And we'll wait for them to tell us when they're ready.
It's kind of confusing.
Kind of confusing to you? Would you like another one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one definitely applies to high schoolers.
Oh, okay. Sound better?
Yeah.
Okay. Third time's a charm.
That's me.
Okay. Are we ready, ladies? Okay, Jillian, you want to go first? Will you read yours for us?
Sure. It is the day of the big dance and you got a pimple. You want to go, but you don't want anyone to see it. Should you go? Should you stay home or go? What should you do?
What do you think? What should you do?
I want to know. Makeup.
Hold on, let's let Jillian answer.
Probably I will, if I think my pimple sounds bad, then I'll stay home. If I don't think it's too bad, then I'll go, or maybe cover them up with concealer.
Okay. Okay, good. Can you girls, do you have anything you want to add to it? Any suggestions for her? Anything maybe we talked about last week? Do you remember the whiteboard last week?
Oh yeah.
The dot in the middle, do you remember that dot? And what was the lesson of that? What was the lesson of that?
The lesson of that was not to get frustrated or mad.
Not to get frustrated or mad, and not to focus on just that
Oh, yeah, not to
one
focus.
thing. Yeah, so try not to focus on the one thing, the pimple, and try to remember that there's lots of other great aspects and characteristics of ourselves. Good. Who wants to go next? Oh, okay.
Kendra's next.
You have studied so hard for your final exams, but you are having a lot of anxiety over the tests. What should you do?
Should you do?
No.
What is
Have you ever experienced
Yes, I
that?
have experienced this.
You were gonna ask a question. I think it was a good. What were we gonna say?
What is anxiety?
Anxiety. What's anxiety?
It's like stress and
Stress.
It's so confusing.
Worry.
yeah,
Being
worry.
nervous.
Yeah.
Being afraid, anxiety.
Overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed, good, very good. So what are you going to do? You have a lot of anxiety over your tests. You've studied.
I'm going to take a one little bath.
Okay.
And say everything is going to be okay, and I will get through this because I studied very hard.
So you use your positive self-talk. I will get through this because I've studied very hard. Anything else we should add on to that? I saw you going like this. You agree with her? Good? Yes?
Maybe her teacher should have her review her study guide before she takes the quiz one more time.
It's a great strategy.
Or maybe the big test.
It's a great strategy. Good, thank you. You want to go? You want me to go?
I'll go.
Okay.
You love your new pink sweater and you want to wear it to school. The last time you wore it, some girls made fun of it. What should you do?
Have you ever seen something like that? Seen similar situations?
What are those?
I've seen that. But
What do you think you should do?
if it's like a light pink sweater, maybe I'll just take I'll wear something over it, and then when I get in class, I can just take it off.
Okay. So you're gonna layer?
Yeah, I'll layer it,
Layer.
and then when they're not around, I
Okay.
can
Okay.
just show it to the world.
Okay. Good. Kendra, what do you think?
I have an idea. Just wear it anyways because it doesn't matter what people think about you. As long as you like it, you should wear it.
Okay. What do you think about that, Alana?
Yeah.
Okay. Jillian, you have something to add?
My idea is when the girls aren't around you making fun of your new sweater, or your new pink sweater, you wear it, and then when you see the girls, you put in your backpack.
Okay. So you're gonna, it's kind of similar to her layering,
And deal with it when it's cold.
My idea is that you, similar to Kendra's, you wear it anyways.
Yeah.
And when girls say something to you or they laugh, you know, you can use your positive self-talk thinking, you know what, I like my sweater. I like it, it's cozy, it's a great color, and you know what, I really don't care what other people say because I know that I'm an awesome person and I like my sweater.
It's my favorite sweater and it's special to me.
Yeah, that's what I think I would do.
Wear your sweater.
Wear your sweater. Okay.
Let's just say because you wear it every day, and they're getting tired of it.
Okay. You want to try out for the track team, but you're worried that your friends will laugh at you. What should you do? Well, I will say that I probably have experienced this when I was younger, that I really didn't take risks because I was afraid that people would laugh at me. And I consequently have a lot of regret that I didn't try out I wanted to try out for the volleyball team when I was younger, and I didn't do it. So, I would say that I will try out, and if I'm worried that I'm going to mess up or I'm worried that people are going to make fun of me, then I will use my positive self-talk to remind myself that, you know what they say doesn't really matter. It matters how I feel, and I really enjoy running, and so I'm going to worry about what I want to do and not worry about them. And yeah, I'm going to try out anyways, and I'll use my positive self-talk and remind me that I am an awesome person. Yes, Jillian?
I got an idea that
For mine?
that if you are in a track and parents are watching, if you fall down and then people will probably like
Yeah, so then what should I do if someone laughs?
you should maybe just ignore them.
Ignore them?
Because probably if you tell them to stop, then they're maybe just going to keep doing it.
Yeah, and I'm going to use my positive self-talk too. Good, very good. Okay, want to try one more, ladies?
Yeah.
Hold on, is that one of the other ones you had before?
No.
Okay.
This is a good one. Oh. I like this
Okay, does anyone want to go first? Okay, go ahead.
You want to try out for the drama club,
Mm-hmm.
but you are afraid you'll embarrass yourself. What should you do? You should use positive self-talk and just be your dramatic self and try it out. And do your best and you won't embarrass yourself because that's what drama club's about.
That's what drama club's about. And what kind of positive self-talk would you say to yourself?
I would say, you can do it. You know, just be confident.
Good, good. Have you ever had those experiences where you're afraid to try out for something because you're afraid to embarrass yourself? Yeah. Girls, you want to go? Alana?
Okay. You have to give a speech in class, but you're nervous that you'll make mistakes. What should you do? Well, if I do make a mistake, whenever I do make a mistake, like for a speech or something, I just say everyone makes mistakes. Everyone will do it. Probably a few more people will do it. So.
So you'll be in good company then.
Mm-hmm.
Good, good, good. Any ideas for her?
Just imagine the audience in it.
Is that your strategy? Yeah.
Mhm.
Good, good, good. Jillian, do you want to go? Do you want me to go?
How about you, though?
Okay. You wrote a beautiful poem and would like for the school to publish it in the school newspaper. However, you are afraid that the other kids will laugh at you. What should you do? I think I will still have it published. And if other kids laugh at me, I think I will remember that it takes a lot of confidence and a lot of high self-esteem to take my poem to the newspaper and have them publish it. And I will think to myself, instead of feeling badly about me, that they're laughing at me, I think I'll think, you know what, I feel sad for them that they didn't write such a good poem and that they weren't brave enough and had enough courage to take the risk to have it published. That's what I think. So I'm going to, thank you, Kendra. Want to go?
Yep.
Okay.
You want to take music as an elective, but you are afraid that people will call your names. What should you do?
What should you do?
I know. I should talk to my music teacher, telling them how I'm worried.
Okay, and have the music teacher help you make a decision?
Yeah.
Good.
So maybe the music teacher will tell me if they're calling me names, and then I tell her, and then he or she will talk to them.
Good, good. Any other ideas for her, Alana?
Well, she should just do it anyway, because if that's her talent or wants her calling or whatever, then she should do it anyway and prove those people wrong.
I like it. I like it. That's a great idea. What do you think about that? Just do it anyways, prove them wrong, and then if you have problems, talk to the teacher. What do you think? Is that a good one? Good. Very good. So, ladies, what do you think over our last few sessions? What do you think is the most important thing that you've learned, or like the strategy that you're going to take away? What's the one thing you're going to take away from this? The most important thing that you've learned, or the skill or the tool you're going to use? Alana, you want to go?
Yeah, probably this self-talk is what I'm going to be using more often.
Yeah, self-talk. Good. Is there a certain phrase you like the best that you kind of...
Well, we're all pretty much used to the keep calm and carry on because there's so many.
Yeah.
But probably like I've done it before, I can do it again. And like the keep calm and carry on. And a whole bunch of other ones that I can't think of.
Yeah. Good. Oh, that's a good one. That's good. And so, either of you want to share what you think is the most important thing you've learned, or that you're going to use?
Just be confident no matter what.
Be confident no matter what.
I think what's important is self esteem, being confident, and tell a bully to stop picking on you.
And tell someone to stop picking on you. Good, good. then you feel a little braver to tell them, hey, knock it off, leave me alone. Yeah, good, good.
Or say hey, hey, please leave me alone, or else I'm going to talk to an adult.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I really liked that we did was last week in our last session when I had the whiteboard and there was the dot in the middle, because I think lots of times we focus on the one thing, and I really, for me, that's just such a visual that I keep in my head, not to focus on the one thing that, the negative aspect, but focus on everything else around it, all the other positive things that we have going on. So, yeah, I think just, kind of focusing on everything else instead of just the one thing. So let's look back at our goal that we will recall our prior knowledge, and we used it in a role-playing activity. Do you remember we did our fist to 4? How do we feel about self-esteem and positive self-talk? Do we feel like we could teach it to someone, or we understand it, or we still need some help, or we still need lots of help? How are we feeling about self-esteem and positive self-talk? I'm going to put it right here. Good, good. I see our self-reflective scales increasing. Excellent. Yeah, I see that. That's exciting. And then I have for us our 3-2-1 activity. So on the last page is your 3-2-1, and if you want to fill it out, the 3 things that you learned, 2 interesting facts, and 1 thing that you still want to know. Okay. But before we fill that out really quickly, let me ask you one. I just want to thank you so much. Alana, thank you. Jillian, thank you. Kendra, thank you so much for coming. And I just want to know, do you have any questions before we end our session? No? No? Okay. Then I'm going to let you fill that out so that I can kind of judge, what maybe on my next steps might be. But thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. Thank you.